Good morning. This is day 5. I have no idea if there's anything on the lens or not. As far as precipitation, I didn't check. So if there is, I apologize. Rained last night. I got in my tent and stuff before it started raining. It didn't start till after midnight, I don't think. But yeah, I tell you what, if you are coming on the C&O trail and it is above 50 degrees, I'm gonna say bring bug repellent, mosquito repellent, because holy crap, the mosquitoes are ferocious. They looked at me like a juicy sirloin and they just latched on. Like, I stopped my bike at the campsite and I looked down. I mean, they were biting me through my clothes. So absolutely bring bug repellent, mosquito repellent, something with probably something heavy on the DEET. And that's not very environmentally sound, but you know what? It's better than collecting 100 mosquito bites before you even get in your tent. So this is one of the pumps right here, and if it has a handle, it's probably a working pump. And then right behind there, you can see that little box. It's designated, this is a trash-free park, but they do provide you bags so that you can bag up your trash and take it out. So that's pretty nice. Speaking of that, we're almost to Paw Paw, and I just saw a sign a little ways back that said C&O Canal trail closed, use detour 1.5 miles. So we will be, that's what we'll be doing. We'll be using the detour in 1.5, well, less than 1.5 miles. You see the construction signs and Towpath Detour. And I guess this is the way we're going to be going, but I'm not sure. So, oh, it's just a little detour. It's not a big detour. This is just a little one. Not quite to Paw Paw. Okay, sports fans, the moment we've been waiting for. Paw Paw Tunnel is open for visitation. Towpath closed at tunnel exit, which means you can go all the way to the end, but you can't get to the other side. Over here, towpath closed through traffic. Follow detour. The detour is a distance of approximately 1.5 miles of steep and strenuous trail. Follow signs carefully and stay on the trail. Those using the detour should do so with extreme caution. Stay on trail, dismount, and walk bike. So there you go. And the trail wanders off that way. That's where we're going. Wish me luck. So just a quick look. I don't know, maybe 50 meters up. But from what I've been told, this side kind of just goes straight up the mountain, and you can see the trail just goes straight up. On the other side, it's all switchbacks coming down. So for everybody who comes down from the DC side coming over and comes down, if you want to ride on your bike, if you got good brakes, you got a sweet single track downhill. If you're going up, not so sweet. All right, I ain't gonna get there by sitting here and not pushing. One nice bonus of having to hike over the top of the mountain is that you get this beautiful view of the Potomac River and a little bit of morning clouds sitting in the mountains, and in the back there is Paw Paw, West Virginia. Hence we are in Paw Paw. So there you go. That's kind of a cool view for the suffering that you kind of have to take with it. When you get near the top, there's a fire road over here, and you go past the fire road up to the top, and oh my goodness, the C&O Canal Path Detour continues ahead, but you can see there's road construction equipment up here and stuff. So if you're good with a map and stuff, it might pay to do some research, and I think you can find some road access that will let you come up the fire road instead of pushing up like I just did. But anyway, those routes are out there if you want to do your research. If you just like a really good push up the side of a mountain, use the detour. So on the DC side, it's looks kind of like fire road, and it's mostly switchback. So I'm riding down here, I can smell my brakes cooking. So it's steep, so just take your time and make sure you've got good brakes. I just passed 15 miles for the day, which includes my 1.5 mile hike over the mountain. So I gotta tell you though, man, the mosquitoes are bad out here. And it's like they're calling ahead to their relatives. Yeah, just be on the lookout for this guy on a bike with light blue shorts and a dark blue shirt. He is extremely tasty, and you want to watch out for him. Because let me tell you, like 5 seconds after I stop, they are all over me. And I've tried stopping on dry parts of the trail, and it doesn't matter. They're just ferocious. So just keep that in mind. I was just about to say that if you're looking for solitude, this is probably the trail you want to be on, because there's nobody on this trail. And then, like, I had to change batteries before I actually made that video to say that, and so I stopped at the last campground, and there's a whole family there. So, you know, prove me wrong. But that's okay. They were really nice. They're doing the same thing I am, but they're doing they're doing 2 weeks, because it's a husband and wife, and then there are 2 younger girls that look like maybe 11 and 13 ish, and I think they said they were doing the whole from Pittsburgh to DC in like 2 weeks. So, and they took a rest day in Cumberland. So they're really taking their time and seeing the sights and doing it right. Whereas, I mean, I'm not crushing miles by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I'm averaging between 8 to 10 miles an hour, which is not that fast. And, you know, I'm turning out, you know, 35, 40, 45 miles in a day, which to a lot of the people who I see on these trails, that's like half their day. So I am not crushing the miles. But to me, it's just it's one of those things where if you can enjoy the trail and you can enjoy the sights, if you're zipping along worried about making miles, I don't know, it's just, to me, I would be missing stuff. Now, not everybody has that mindset, but I didn't do this to see how fast I could get from A to B. I did it because, well, it's something I've never done before. So doing a long bike packing trip is not something I've done. And also, you know, I love the outdoors, and I love the scenery and the history, and there's so much in this area to explore, and doing it on a bike is a pretty good way to do it. All right, coming out of the path, just came into the Cno Canal National Historic Park, 15 Mile Creek, and they've got the camping and picnic tables and other such things. So I'm gonna go see how buggy it is over here, and if it's not too bad, I might go ahead and have lunch or grab something out of my snack bag anyway. Let's ride down here, just see what it looks like. We're at mile marker 140.9, which means we've done, I don't know, we've done 42, 43 miles, something like that. So we are, where are we? We are right here. I think it's right here. And we are going to all the way down to right here, which is Hancock. So that's our goal. So I think we can make that. We're, like I said, at mile marker 141, something like that. And I think the Hancock's at 124, so shouldn't be too bad. But anyway, I'm gonna walk down to this campsite down here and see if the bugs are bad. If they're not bad, park the bike and just grab a snack. I'll know in about 10 seconds after stopping if the bugs are gonna be bad. I think this is what was supposed to be my campsite for the night. Ooh, that grass is really tall down there. What is this? Yeah, this is Indigo Neck. So this was going to be my campsite. Something went doot-doot-doot-doot. I don't know what it was. Anyway, I was going to camp here. Same amenities. Basically, picnic table down there, little campfire, ring, a grill, and then up top here you have bags if you need them for your trash, and a water pump. It appears we're next to a lock. I think this is probably lock 57, maybe 56, 57, I think. Let's see what this is. I think it's 57, but there's the water pump. Yeah, this is lock 57, and then the remains of what used to be a lock house right here. So just the foundation of the lock house is left. So the rest of it, I mean, there are some that are in really good shape, but this one didn't quite make it, so it's just the remains of the foundation. And once again, very buggy, so I'm just going to keep pushing. Now, I am not staying here. This was originally my stop for the day. It's early, and yeah, so we're just going to keep pushing on to Hancock and make some extra miles. So this is the second one of these I've come to, and there's a sign that says rail trail continues. So I don't know if this is an entrance to a rail trail or what, but yeah, you can see there's like a bike path that says dismount before you go up there, so they don't want you riding up there, but then it goes all the way up, and it looks like there's a trail going up that way. So I have no idea what it is. My trail goes this way, so I will continue going this way. The sign over here does say that it is 13.7 miles to Hancock, which is good news. So it means not too much more pedaling. About an hour and a half for me because I'm a pokey. This is Cacapon, something, Cacapon. So Cacapon, pretty much like most of them. You know, you've got picnic, fire ring, a little bit of ground there, water pump, and a toilet. And yeah, garbage bags if you need them. So Leopard Mills is the next one. You know what I like about this is that they always tell you where you're at, and they tell you where the next one is. And that's one thing that the Gap Trail does not have, is a lot of hiker-biker campsites. Those are very unique to this trail, and they're free to use, with the exception there's a couple of them that are not run by the Park Service. Like that 15 Mile Creek one, I don't think that may have been, but that was a pay one. But all these other ones that are the hiker-bikers, they're all free. And so, you know, is it the most lush, luxurious campground? No, but I tell you what, it's better than trying to find a flat spot on the side of the road, and they're spaced out like every 5 miles or less. Like this Leopard Mills is only 3.7 miles. So you really do have a lot of options in terms of camping on this trail. We have reached the Leopard Mills hiker-biker campsite, and oh, let me get this. There you go, there's the sign. I'm so tired right now. Oh, I am beat and sore. My my shoulder is just killing me. I don't know if it's, you know, because I had to hike the bike and stuff like that, and it probably is a little bit. Anyway, that's the Potomac running down there, moving pretty fast. I'm just swatting bugs away. Looks like somebody was here and put an entire tree over top of their fire pit. I see some lighter fluid down there, so they had a little help starting that fire. All right, so I'm about, I don't know, 3 miles out of Hancock, and coming through out of the trees, and there's this giant thing. Not sure what that is. I'm all right. How about yourself?
Good. How's the trail up there?
A little soupy in a couple places, but not too bad.
Yeah, all right. Thanks for the heads up.
You bet.
You headed to Hancock?
I am.
All right.
That'll be the end of my day.
Oh, good.
Broke out of the woods, and now we are approaching the town of Hancock, Maryland. I stopped to read these signs, and I looked across the canal, and there is C&O Bicycle. So I think that's it. Snacks, drinks, energy bars, energy gels, camping, hot showers, and shuttle service. So I'm going to head over there and find myself all the goodies. Yeah, good morning. I'm just packing up my stuff. I stayed at the C&O Bike Shop Bunk House last night, and basically it's kind of this industrial looking yard here, but pretty much everything you would need. So over here is the bunk house. Give you a quick little tour here. So inside the bunk house, it's truly a bunk house. There's bunks. So you've got bunks down this way. This area right here is a changing area, so you can change your clothes when there's other people around. And there's bunks down here. There is electric here, and supposedly there's Wi-Fi, although I didn't need to connect to it. The whole thing is screened in, which is nice. And then over there, obviously you've got porta-johns over there, and then those little white buildings over there, the thing that says C&O Bicycle General Store and such, those are actually showers with really nice warm water, and they've got towels and shampoo and soap and the whole deal. A little sink next to it, and then there's covered bike storage here, so if you're you know, if it's going to be inclement weather, you can put your bikes over here in the storage. They've also got a fire pit, and they've got wood and everything else. So for, I think I paid $15 for the night. Let me tell you, it was nice to get out of the mosquito ridden area and just get a good night's sleep. All right, so my GPS is probably gonna burp at me all morning because I'm taking a little detour off of the C&O Canal from the bike shop. There is actually another path that you can take, and that's where I'm going right now, is the Maryland Rail Trail path, and it's a little bit easier running to start my day. So this is the rail trail path, and it basically is just a paved path that runs parallel to the C&O Canal, and there's my GPS going, hey, you're off course, buddy. But anyway, it's nice, easy, kind of get your legs warmed up path. It's about 13 miles long, so that should help me get some miles into the day. And yeah, just looking forward to that. Good morning. So yeah, if you stop in Hancock, you can pick this up. It actually runs from about, I think, 18 miles further up, but when I stopped at the bike shop, she's like, okay, tomorrow you're going to come over and take this path, and you're not going to have to ride those muddy trails in the morning. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, the lady at the bike shop did the recommend, and certainly able to get some miles cranked out here, I think. So that's kind of something I'm looking forward to. All right, the one big difference between the rail trail, well, actually there's two differences, but I mean, one is that you're on a paved surface as opposed to the gravel surface, but the other big difference is that you've got a highway running just on the other side of the trees, so there's a lot more highway noise. The C&O Canal is on my right through the trees, and then obviously the path's on the other side of the canal, but you hear almost no noise on the canal path. But if you're on this, you will definitely see and hear, like I can actually see highway signs right now and semi trucks. Before you get to the end, you'll come to this Earnsville Road, and it says that the C&O Canal users should take a right here, and the canal path is down to the right. So to get back on, and there's a sign that says, trail users, Route 56 is a steep and narrow road. For your safety, please use the C&O Canal towpath to access Fort Frederick State Park. Turn right, travel approximately 75 yards. So basically, 75 yards down this way should be the entrance to hop back on the towpath. So according to my GPS, it says turn here. So you can get back on my direction side here. And I think at the bottom down here is where you can hop back on the towpath. I think this is where you get back on the towpath. Is this it? Thank you. There's signs everywhere. You come here and there's no sign. That's crazy. How you doing this morning? Good. Pretty morning. A little foggy, but nice. All right, let's see if they got the gate up too. That's kind of crazy. Oh well. Thanks for the info. Have a great day. Oh, there we go. All right. So now we are back on the towpath. All right. So according to my C&O Canal companion app, currently at mile marker 114.4. And I started at 124.4, so basically knocked 10 miles of canal path off and traded it for the paved rail trail at Fort Frederick State Park. You come out of this gate right here and to this little road right here, and then it continues on down that direction and looks to be that direction too. So I'm not sure how big the park is, but if you're continuing on down the canal path, it goes straight right here. And I'm just going to come over here and check out this sign right here. So this is Big Pool. I think this is a camping spot, and it's at mile 112.5. So probably if you go down that little dirt road, you'll come to the Big Pool camping spot. Let me tilt you up a little bit. So let's see where we are here. So yesterday we started right up here, Town Creek, went all this way, did the overpass to Paw Paw Tunnel, came out here, went all the way down here, landed in Hancock. So now we have traveled down and we are all the way down here in Big Pool and just working our way south. All right, so somewhere down this direction, there's parking over there, I see, and then there's parking down there, but this is Mccoy's Ferry. So the sign says that on May 23rd, 1861, Confederates attempting to capture the ferry boat at Mccoy's Landing were driven off by the Clear Spring Guard. Here on October 10th, 1862, General J.E.B. Stuart crossed the Potomac on his second ride around McClellan's army. So thanks to the Maryland Civil War Centennial Commission for that sign. Anyway, so I am assuming that there's like maybe a boat launch and some other stuff here, but I'm not stopping here. I'm continuing down the towpath, but I figured I would just give you a peek. I think you can, I think there's restrooms down there and some other stuff, and possibly even camping there. But we are continuing on. I think this is mile marker 110. So let's see, what did I say? We're getting close to the halfway point here too, which is kind of exciting. All right, so you get a little canal history here. This area right here is actually the Four Locks Mule Barn, which you can see there's a little white building right up here, and then the Mule Barn is the white one just past it. That would be the Mule Barn, and that's where the barge captains would leave their mules during the winter months, and they would pay a mule tender to take care of their mules. And the mules were, as they said, the engines for the canal boats. And normally a captain had 4 mules, that they would have two pulling while two were resting on the boat, and then they would switch them off. And they said that during the peak of the canal use during the 1870s, there were about 3,000 mules working on the canal. I don't think they fit 3,000 mules in that mule house there, but you never know. Anyway, so that's your history lesson for today. So coming just past what is the Two Locks area, there's a little sign here that says danger of falling rocks. So I'm assuming there are some boulders and such alongside of the trail over here that might make things a wee bit hazardous. So I'll just be paying attention. If you look over kind of towards the left, you can see lots of large slate type rock over here. I'm not sure exactly what type of rock we're dealing with over here. Just past Lock 45, you come to this little section. I've seen it on other people's videos and such, and now I get to come right by it. So that's the Potomac right there in front of us, and this is a interesting little section. It's concrete right here, and it drops into some gravel, but looks like it was kind of carved into the side here. But a nice fun little section right here. Just came out of the woods back there, and you get to Inlet Lock 5, and across the river is a some sort of a pump station. There is a dam right here, and so lots of warning buoys in the water and such as the Potomac goes over a little dam and then continues on down. As I came down the hill, there is a sign that says towpath continues on the other side of bridge, so you basically follow that path right there. And I'm going to go ahead and put this back on the bike, and we will wander down that direction and see. I'm just gonna slow poke it over the little bridge here. All right, what do we got here? This is Stonewall Jackson Dam number 5, what the sign says. And well, what the heck, let's run over here and take a peek, shall we? That's why we're here. All right, there you go. There's dam number 5 with a tree that has not quite cleared the balls there. And you can see it's really gentle, calm waters up there. And it gets a little rougher down here and a little bit more shallow, it looks like, on this end of the dam. And then over here, going along that wooden path, is the continuation of the towpath, and that's where I'm going to go ahead and head off to now. All right, so this is one of the big milestone markers coming up here. That is mile 100. So that means I only have now less than 100 to go. I should reach the midway point sometime this afternoon. Just a little bit. Just after that 100-mile mark, you come into what is, I believe, the beginnings of Williamsport. So it's a smallish town, kind of near Hagerstown, Maryland. But definitely some wide open, some park and ride. Howdy. Howdy. So you can see a lot more local walkers and bike riders and such through this part of the trail. Although he has panniers on, so he might be doing more of the trail. The gentleman in front, definitely not doing the entire trail. So this is the Aqueduct going into town, and there's actually a little canal that has the water from the towpath back there, which is raised up and goes over the actual river down below. This is pretty wide. There's no pedestrians, so I've got to try to ride this and see what, you know what? Heck with that. I'm gonna walk mine across because I just whacked my ankle with my pedal and it hurts. So I'm just gonna walk across here, and, and, and rest my ankle a little bit and just enjoy the scenery here. Okay, if you're coming into Williamsport, there's a pedestrian bridge that goes across the locks here, across the canal, and there is a flat board that runs along the side that you could push your bike up, but there's actually a better way, I think. I've seen some people do this in videos, and they all complained about having to push their bikes up there. But if you come down and turn down this path to the right and come back this direction, and then if you look over to the left, over here, there's actually a bridge that comes up and goes over, and I think that's the way to go. So I'm gonna give that a try. If I'm unsuccessful, I will let you know. Easier way over, and it brings you up onto what street is this? West Salisbury Street. And then if you go a couple of blocks forward to what is it called, Cno Street, there are several food places there. If you go over to the left a block and then up about 2 or 3 blocks, there's also a Sheetz up there. So if you wanted to get some snacks or sandwiches at Sheetz, that's also an option. And yeah, I'm going to push my way up there and see if I can find some food and take a load off for a little bit and figure out where I'm going tonight. All right, I just finished up a nice lunch here in Williamsport. It's a really pretty little town. So if you're coming through, I highly suggest you stop here. And you have to go a couple of blocks up into the street to find the restaurants and such, but it's well worth the little out-of-the-way pedal. And getting back to the trail is really easy. You just make sure you come back to this West Salisbury Street, and that takes you right across a bridge, which dumps you right back onto the canal trail. So really easy to find. We are coming off of that little bridge, and there's a beautiful little park down here. All you do is make a little right-hand turn down to the gravel, and this is the bridge you don't take. Make another right-hand turn, and there we go, back on the C&O Canal towpath. Okay, this is mile marker 95.2, and this is the Cumberland Valley hiker-biker campsite, complete with water pump and trash bags, fire pit down there below, picnic table, and porta-john. Pretty much standard fare for all of these. This pretty close to the Potomac right there. And as I stand here right now, it doesn't seem to be that bad with bugs. I have not been inundated with mosquitoes as of yet, which is nice and surprising, because usually 10 seconds after I stop, they've swarmed. So, okay, I've got this handy little map here, and we are up at Cumberland Valley, and we're going, you can see Appoquon, and then just south of Appoquon is where that detour is. It says high water detour, and you have to kick around that, brings you down to dam number 4, and then then I can come down to Big Woods. So not too bad of a detour, but there were some other people who said, oh, you can go around it from Williamsport and, you know, cut some time off and mileage and everything else. But I wasn't comfortable with getting off trail if it's not a designated trail, because I didn't want to not have access back onto the trail where I wanted to get back on, if that makes any sense. But anyway, so I'm going to keep going another 4.3 to Appoquon, and then the detour south of that, and then I'll be at Big Woods, and I think that might be my spot for the night. It depends on how tired I am, but right now, like I said, 2:30 in the afternoon, not too bad. I just had lunch, and I can go slow. There's no big time crunch here. I have 5 hours until darkness, and I'll be there plenty before then. So there are a lot of people who were pushing on to Harper's Ferry, and some of them to Antietam. Antietam, I think, is before Harper's Ferry, but yeah, so they're doing more miles than I am, so I think I'll rack up close to 40 today. I'm at currently, what am I at here? 30. So maybe another 10 miles and I'll be good. Kind of a bummer. I was like, oh, let me come over here and I can fill up my water bottle real quick, and I walked over with my little pouch that I collect water in, and no handle, which means this is not a functioning water pump. So I'm not out of water. I have a full bottle still, and maybe a a third of one. But you know, when one of them gets low, I like to stop if I can. So I will check at Appoquon and see if they have a working one, and if they do, I will fill up at that point. All right, so we reached a milestone just now, and I'll show you that right here is the marker 92.25. That is the midpoint for the C&O Canal Trail. So we are halfway done. Yeah, I guess the official trail distance is 184.5. So 92.25 is the midway point, and we are cooking through this thing. So very happy to reach that point, and now we just have to go through one more obstacle. We're going to pass one camp, go through a detour, and then arrive at our camp, which I think is called Big Woods, and we will set up for the night there, I believe. That's the plan, unless it sucks, in which case we'll just go farther. That was the first deer I've seen on trail. All right, well, just after I saw that deer, I came upon the Appoquon Junction hiker-biker campsite. Sad news is that the handle is missing off of that pump as well, so definitely not a place to camp right now. All right, coming up towards the detour. I don't know what the mile marker is, but anyway, it's the next thing you come to after that Appoquon campsite. So basically, towpath closed, 500 feet ahead, use detour. And I think I've been told this actually takes you out onto some roads. They're very quiet roads. And I also heard there was a little uphill to this, so hooray. Gotta love a little uphill. But anyway, we'll check back in when we actually find it. Here's the detour. I'm going to come off to the left here and find a better gear than what I was in. Oh my goodness. Wow, really? Holy crud. Wow. I mean, I'm sure this is nice for the people who are coming onto it, but from the other direction. But wow. You know what? I ain't got this in me. I'm pushing. It's a nice little hiker bike here. I could get up there probably, but Lord have mercy. That's a hill and a half. Cool looking barn up there though. Very neat. But anyway, okay, coming up from the detour, I don't know what this area is here, but obviously a historic area. Little outbuilding, and then this really cool farmhouse over here. So that's pretty interesting. If you follow the trail around this way, it kind of snakes around to the left or to the right and then back to the left, and then the detour I think goes uphill. So I'm gonna go start pedaling this and see how horrible it really is. Coming up out of some pretty big hill climbs from this one street, and then the detour takes a right. I have no idea what road this is, but seems like a pretty quiet road. I am going to put my blinky headlight on and my tail light, just so that I have a little bit more visual awareness for anybody coming up in front or behind me. I really do not like riding on the street. All right, after some more up and downhill, the detour comes back to the right. This is Dellinger Road, and of course it's more uphill, because why not? Holy crap, I'm so done with the uphill. My legs are just screaming right now. So I'm gonna go really slow. Just when I think, oh, it must be close to the end, nope. It says here, have another really big hill. I'm like, but I don't want another big hill. You know what? I am not cycling this. I am walking this puppy. Whew. Yep, walking to the top because my legs are spent after 38 tour. Looks a lot shorter on paper than it does in person. Oh my God. So I get this big, mostly downhill section here, and then it looks down towards the end like it goes back up again. So anyway, I'm going to enjoy some downhill, and then we'll see what comes after that. Stop sign. This is Avis Mill Road, and I believe this is where the detour goes. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna just head down to the towpath. Hopefully this is the end of this, and then I'll be back on the towpath because I am wiped from all those. You're back on, you're not, because you have to take a left on Briar Patch Lane, and I do see a detour sign right up at the top of this hill here, so let me crunch in some lower gears here. Come on, give me some low gears so I can get up here. Come on. Oh my goodness, more hills. How awesome. How awesome. But I think this is the path back to the canal. So I think so. Dismount bike. Okay. Really. You know what? I'm not going to argue. I'm going to dismount, head that way, and hopefully get back on this stupid path. I'm almost back on. You can see there's a mill over here to the right, and then over here is where they're actually doing the work on the path from the flooding that I guess they had. So, I mean, they are working on it, so hopefully they'll fix that soon. I guess I can turn off my blinky lights. Don't really need those anymore. You can see they're working over here. They got the little barge thing out here, and then the towpath continues down that direction, way along the cliffside there, which is kind of cool. So anyway, that should make for an interesting ride, at least for the rest of my time here. All right, back to regular riding for a change. So I don't know if that was any worse than Paw Paw Detour, but the thing is, I was mentally prepared for the rigors of the Paw Paw Detour. I had no idea that detour, when they said, oh, you're just going to go, you know, around some roads, I had no idea that it was going to be some pretty good hill climbs. I mean, some of those were at least 10% grades, and you know, at the end of 30 miles for me, whew, I'm at mile marker 86, so I have about 3.5 miles to get to the Big Woods camping site, and we will see if there is water there. If there's water, I'll also check the time. I might just push a little further. There's another one that is actually not that far away. Kind of pushing my luck. It depends. We'll have to look and see what the campsite looks like. If it's nice, then yeah, maybe I'll just go ahead and call it a day. But if it's still a little bit early, I still have a little gas in the tank. Right now I'm at 41.5 miles for the day, and already longer than I was planning. But like I said, those two previous campsites had no water, and I think that detour added mileage to my trip. It wasn't a speedy detour. Okay, just came out of the woods, and we're at mile marker 84.3, and this is dam number 4, and there's some other structures over there. I think they called that a guard house or something. Not sure exactly what it is. The path actually goes down the hill over there, but this is kind of interesting, and I guess they're doing some survey work in the area. I'm not sure exactly. Looks like maybe some satellite telemetry type stuff. They've got antennas and what looks like a satellite thing over there, so not my cup of tea, but interesting nonetheless. Dude out there fishing, so pretty cool. Okay, I made it to Big Woods hiker biker campsite. Weirdly though, it's not like right on the road like everybody or like all the others are. It's actually, you have to kind of come up the little path here past that large tree, you turn right and go up the hill. So I'm gonna walk up there and just take a peek. I'm looking for a water pump really. So that's a lot. There's a bathroom. And oh crap, I don't see a water pump here. Really? No water pump? Oh, okay, well, you know what that means, right? It means I get to do 3 more miles because without a water pump, I'm kind of hosed here. I mean, I could go down to the river, and this is a very muddy campsite. This is not a very nice campsite. There's a little path right here, goes down to the Potomac. I mean, I could get water from there, but I'd rather not. And this is not, I mean, this is just a muddy campsite. It's not that attractive. Kind of disappointing. I didn't want to do a 48-mile day, but anyway, I guess that's what we're going to do today. So let's see, I'm at 45.15, so at 48.15 we will be at the next one. Good gravy. Well, there's no sign at the big woods that tells you this, but if you keep going about, I don't know, maybe 100 yards or so, you'll find a pump, and it has a handle. So I'm going to park my bike here, and I'm going to fill up my water bottles, and I'm just going to continue to the next one. There's no sense in me going backwards. I really didn't like that muddy-ish campsite, so I'm hoping the next one's better. But at least I can get some water, and with that, I am a happy camper. Or I will be a happy camper once I stop. I'm almost to my campsite. I've got about a mile to go. This is Taylor's Landing, mile 81. And this is a boat launch down to the Potomac down there. All right, so I made it to Horseshoe Bend Hiker Biker Campsite. No handle on the pump over there. So I'm really glad that I made that stop for water. The campsite itself doesn't look too bad. It's a little overgrown. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of close to the Potomac. So I'm just trying to figure out if I go here. The next one's 4.5 miles. It's almost 5 o'clock. That'd put me there at the pace I'm going now. I think my my 5 mile, let's see how my rates are here. I can tell you that I'm doing about between 30 to 45 minute runs on my half an hour, and that's like 45 minutes is kind of like my normal. So that would have put it at 5:45 if I want to go to that next one. And is it going to be any better than this? That's the thing. It's Killian's Cave, I think. I mean, that's kind of the thing you kind of come into here is like, okay. And the other thing is there's no easy way to get my bike down there. It's like down these steep hills. Let me check this side over here. There's steps. It's like, okay, if it's a biker campsite, why would you put steps to get down there? I mean, at least it's flat and it does have grass. 4.5 miles. I mean, it's just rolling the dice on this. There's no Wi-Fi here or no cell signal. So I don't know if I want to really be here. I've already cleared. It's a long day for me. 48 miles. If I did another 4.5, that puts me at what, 53.5, which is my second longest day. This was not supposed to be a long day. It just kind of turned into one. All right, screw it. Let's, you know what? Let's go further. I know I shouldn't, but I don't feel horrible. I felt worse yesterday. I honestly did, and I did less miles. So I don't feel horrible today. Let me do one more check here on my app, and then you know what? Let's just push forward. All right, it ain't great, but it ain't horrible. I'll take it. And one of the reasons is my next option is 13 miles away, and that's not an option for me. So now I just have to find out where I want to put my tent. Not a great selection. I think, actually, you know what? I know, I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put it on the dirt. don't like putting it on the dirt, but this right here looks like a nice spot. Looks flat, and yeah. So if you go down the hill, you'll see that the river is right down there, so I could walk down and look at the river a little bit. Yeah, I've got some cell signal here, a water pump, a bathroom. So the only thing missing, kind of odd, is that there's no picnic table here. So I will have to cook on top of the stove thingy with my little stove, but that's okay. We'll do a quick check with some stats here. So currently it is 5:30, so not too bad. And mileage today was 52.37 miles, and there were some hard miles in there. There were some hard uphills. So a well-earned day on the path. And now I'm kind of in a little predicament in that I got to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of my schedule, because I am way ahead of where I was supposed to be. So what's today? Wednesday? Tuesday, Wednesday. What's today? I don't even know what today is. Today is Tuesday. I'm at mile marker, where am I here? I'm at mile marker 75. I only have 75 miles to go. I could do that in 2 days, easily. That puts me back on Thursday. I don't have a ride home on Thursday. I don't have a train ride home. I don't have a lift. So I've got to try to figure out what I'm going to do for a ride home if I can get there on Thursday. Otherwise, I'm going to just slow my pace down to a crawl, maybe get a B&B and take a 0 day. Who knows? I'll look at that while I'm in my tent chilling out tonight. All right, time to go set things up and get some dinner.